It seems you guys enjoy these kinds of videos, so here I am again. Now, as I thought of making this video, it was initially a joke, but then I realized, man, this guy is really stronger than a lot of ninjas. So here's why Fukasaku is underrated. I will be mentioning Shima as well, but she's not as prevalent in this conversation since both of them are seemingly equal in power and wisdom. But she does have really good feats. So Fukasaku is stated in the databook to be over 800 years old while still having massive chakra, enough to gain access to Sage Mode, something even Orochimaru failed to do. And as also stated, him and Shima are second to the Great Toad Sage. You know, Gamamaru, the old guy who sees the future, meaning they're top tier in Mount Myoboku. And as mentioned, in Mount Myoboku there are Toad Sages that transcend humans. So if Fukasaku and Shima don't fit that description, then it's Gamamaru, who is stated to be just above them. So Fukasaku and Shima are above lots of humans in power. Not only that, but he's also stated to, and I quote, have skill that's worthy of the gods. Now that's obviously a hyperbole, but you don't call someone a god because they're above average. Gamakichi also noted that Fukasaku is proficient at collecting natural energy, and that's evident when we see him stop moving in one panel, and in that same freaking panel he says he's done gathering it. You guys remember who else is capable of something like that? Freaking Hashirama. And even then, Fukasaku gathered it in the same panel he stopped moving, so he gathered it much faster. So his chakra pool, insane. Sage mode, insane. What else do we got? Let's talk about some durability feats. Obviously, Fukasaku was impaled by a chakra rod, but a chakra rod is meant to cause severe damage, unlike Shinra Tensei, which seems to primarily push away opponents, but to varying degrees can cause serious harm, like destroying the Leaf Village, for example. And speaking of which, when Pain was about to destroy the Leaf, Shima was standing on the walls of Konoha, and then she jumps in, and since Naruto was summoned in the middle of it, she should have been in close proximity to the attack, meaning the center of the attack. She didn't have Katsuyu with her and she seemed unharmed, and to prove she was hit by it, we see the buildings flying over the wall and destroying it in the process, and from where she was standing we could see the bases of some of the houses, so she was on the wall from the inside. So Shima apparently was able to tank it without dying and with no help from Katsuyu. Whether she was pushed or not, she still wasn't damaged by it, and this feat should also include Fukasaku considering their relative. Her tongue has sensory abilities above Sage modes that could detect the chameleon, which neither Jiraiya, Fukasaku, or KCM Naruto, who could sense negative emotions, could detect. And according to Pain, the tongue was too fast. That chameleon was also able to catch KCM Naruto, as I mentioned. You could say he was off guard, blah blah blah, but I don't play by the rules anymore. And from what we see, since Fukasaku's tongue knife is said to be launched at incredible force, we should conclude that it's faster than a tongue with no such quality, so his tongue is that fast. In the fight against Pain, they've shown an ability called Sage Art Frog Call, which apparently causes sealing of movement. That's some Shukaku level shiz. Physical strength? Well, this is what made me think of this video. Remember how Gamabunta was able to sit on and restrain Kyuubi for a few seconds, and Kyuubi was completely immobile during that time, meaning Gamabunta's weight or strength were relative, if not greater than Kyuubi's strength? Fukasaku managed to lift Gamabunta up and throw him over to Naruto's side. That puts his physical strength, or at least lifting strength, relative to Kyuubi, assuming Bunta was somehow making himself lighter, since he was trying against Kyuubi. To put that into perspective, Naruto is able to hold Fukasaku in his hands, Jiraiya carries both of them on his shoulders, so Gamabunta is like at least 100 times their weight. Their genjutsu, the Toad Confrontation Chant, which I've talked about numerous times in a lot of my videos, which could be considered a much better genjutsu than Tsukuyomi, considering it has seemingly no side effects except that it takes time but can't be broken. And for those of you who haven't noticed, it was mainly Shima calling the shots against Pain. That's also part of her personality according to the databook, and Fukasaku was the one who came up with the linked vision theory, whereas Jiraiya only noticed that they were covering for each other. So these two beings aren't in any way, shape, or form inferior to Jiraiya. Maybe a little, because it seems like they can't defend themselves properly since they seem pretty light. Although he's pretty good at frog kata, considering he taught Naruto and Jiraiya that style. In conclusion, this video is not a joke, and Fukasaku is a boss, literally. Hope you found this video informative and entertaining. If you did, like and subscribe, please, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.